Welcome back to the Henry Hudson Hour. My guest today is my longtime friend Mariella Grenaille. We first met years ago, traveled through Europe together as teenagers, and even ended up living together during the pandemic. Recently, Mariella returned to France for the first time in 6 years, and what began as a family visit became something much deeper, a chance to reconnect with the people she loves, reflect on where she's been, and think about where life might be taking her next. Mariella, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
It's great to have you here. You've just gotten back from France. How has life been since you got home?
Life has been not so eventful, but just more so strenuous, trying to bring back the rhythm that I had in France back to the United States. It's a lot easier, or it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Down to like the food, down to even just the exercising. Everything is so much different here, like culture-wise, whether it's the grocery stores, just whether it's anything. So it's been kind of a challenge coming back.
Yeah, I imagine it's been a little difficult transitioning back into everyday life in the United States.
Yes.
You told me this wasn't just another vacation. What was it that finally convinced you it was time to go back?
So my grandmother had apparently said something to my mom along the lines of that she was waiting for me, basically in the sense waiting for me until she passes away. She wants to see me. And I've had, as you know, my ups and downs throughout my life. And there was that really long period of 6 years where I didn't go with the family to France.
Right, you hadn't been in 6 years.
Right. So this was just like a non-negotiable. It was, I have to get there. I didn't get to say goodbye to my grandfather in France, so I wasn't about to have that on my conscience with my grandmother. And my soul just needed it. Like, it just needed to be back home. And it just became something so magical and so much more than I would have ever imagined.
Did you have any idea before you left that this trip as emotional as it turned out to be?
No, I honestly didn't think it was going to be emotional at all. I was like, oh, it's just going to be fun. We're just going to hang out. But the emotions that not just came from my grandmother, but my sister, who, me and my sister have not always had the best relationship. But I mean, the closeness that took place and the bonding and the love and healing between like so many different parties there and myself was just incredible, and I was not expecting it to at all be like that.
You were there for about 2.5 weeks, right? Mm-hmm. Did France feel different this time?
Yes, I mean, so different.
Right. You mentioned rebuilding relationships with both your grandmother and your sister.
Yes.
What changed?
I think just getting away from the life in Austin, just getting away from everything in Austin and everyone, just being able to have that like solitude, but like not solitude. I'm trying to think of the right word, like that peace. Because
maybe serenity,
yeah, because it just put me in a different mindset. Whereas when I'm in Austin and I'm working and I'm a mom and everything, my mind is just like on autopilot, like constantly going. And so it's like, it brought me to a level of serenity where I could hear, where I could understand and accept things from other people and what they said, and just like love.
One story I loved was the afternoon you spent alone with your grandmother playing Scrabble.
Yes.
How did something as simple as a game open the door to deeper conversations?
So, I mean, we were just playing this game, right? And like the words are pretty simple. And I think we were just playing. We had just started because I was nervous and I didn't know this was our first time alone in like 6 years. So I like run and I get this Scrabble, junior Scrabble in French, thing. And I just bring it back to the kitchen and set it on the table. And she looks at me and she was like, well, I guess we can play this. And, of course, we're speaking French, but there was like a word on there, and I think it was vivre, life. And once like the first letter was put down to that word, I don't know like what happened in the room, but we just started talking, and it just started opening up so many different like windows. And you know, she just kind of sat back and was like, you know, I've been thinking about life lately, and it just blossomed from there. It's, you know, one of those times where I got to hear my grandmother be emotional, and she's not an emotional woman.
Wow, that's profound.
Yeah.
One of the moments that really stood out to me was going back to the horse stables. You got to ride with your daughter and your sister. Why was that experience so meaningful?
I mean, think about going to one horse stable your whole life. The ponies that you learned how to ride on before you could walk are still there. And it just being a place where you remember the last time you felt good as a kid, you were there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't ridden horses in years. I used to all the time when I was a kid, constantly.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, and I could get a horse easily if I wanted one, but I don't want to have to drive an hour a day back and forth to take care of it.
They're a lot of work.
Right. And I don't like doing like the whole thing with the shoes. Like I know how to, but it's not my favorite task.
No, I feel
like I've thought about it though, like many times because I miss riding. Right now we have 2 horses. But they're too old to ride anymore.
They're in retirement.
Yeah, they're retired. And they're very sweet, though. They always come right up to me. But
they're very emotional animals.
Yeah, they really are. What was it like watching your daughter experience something that had been such an important part of your own childhood?
I mean, it was emotional in a lot of ways. It was very emotional in the best ways possible, but then also in the ways of like, wow, like time goes by so fast.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Especially this year, I feel like it's just flown by. Like this summer, I was like, how is it already almost the 1st again? Like I just paid rent.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
It was like, what is going on right now?
I know.
Did it feel like you were sharing a piece of your history with her?
Oh, 100%. And I, kept trying to reiterate that to her as she's, 11 and going on these anti-French rants and not wanting to be there.
Wow, she's 11 already?
She's 11 already.
Crazy.
Yeah. And she's like, not just like a normal 11-year-old, like 11 going on like 18.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
She is a Grenaille.
Yes. Oh gosh. Literally.
When you go back now, does France still feel like home to you?
Yeah, it feels like even more so home than it's ever felt. I was just texting my sister the other day, and I was like, I didn't think I was going to miss it as much as I do right now, but I just wish I could pack everything up and just be there.
Oh, man. What is it about France that you miss the most?
Of course, like my grandmother and my sister, but it's like the feeling and knowing that in a sense, there's so many less things there that can harm me and hurt me. Whether it's the healthy foods I'm eating or, the walking that I'm doing or just, the culture, the people.
Right. The food is so much better there.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans have a certain image of France. You told me that's not really accurate.
No.
What do people misunderstand about everyday life there?
So I think people think that French people hate Americans. That is absolutely not true. I'm going to break it down to you like this. Basically, how New York is to everybody else in the United States is how Paris is to every French person in France. If you go outside of Paris and you go to small little villages, you are going to meet the most loving, kind people towards any race, any culture, anything that you can imagine. Specifically, it's the Parisians that we call it in France that are super they're even rude and racist towards people that are not from Paris, that are French. Like, it's just it's like a total stereotype, and it is not true.
Do you ever catch yourself wishing you could bring some of that slower pace and quality of life back with you to Texas?
Always. I mean, I just wish in general I can bring it back to this whole world.
This trip seems to have made you think about your future. You've actually started asking yourself what life would look like if you moved back to France someday. Mm-hmm. How serious is that thought?
It's very, very serious. My dad is not going to retire here in Austin, and I do not want a life like I had growing up where I was so far away from my grandparents. And I can only imagine how my mom and dad felt being so far away from them. My grandparents, as me and my sister were getting older. And I just don't want to do it like that. I don't want my life to be like that. Like, I will. And I've told this even to my daughter, she can hate me for as long as she wants, but there's a good chance we will pick up and move there when my dad retires.
What would have to happen for that to become reality?
Well, number one, my dad retiring.
Right.
I mean, I think we have to sell our house here. Not too much on my end. It's really up to my dad and his time period of retiring. But then also, for me, I need to figure out what I'm going to establish there as a job. But I have a lot of things that I've thought about, wanting to open up a rehab in these small villages in France, because I was looking online and doing research, and there's such a lack of places like those in France.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You also said something that really stuck with me. Seeing your grandmother getting older made you think differently about your own life. How did that change your perspective?
Just in the sense where, for the first time, my grandmother told me the regrets that she had, and how aging has changed her mind about a lot of things. And hearing that from a woman that you have looked up to your whole life, that is the most independent, strong, kind, just incredible woman. And hearing her tell me, that she knows I can do it and I can be so great, but I just have to apply myself. yeah, it just changed my outlook.
You mentioned it reminded you of the values you grew up with.
Yeah.
What were those values?
The values instilled in me. Every night, like before I would go to sleep when I was little, we'd all say prayers and to value each other's words and each other's tears and to just values like that, to always be kind. Always tell the people you love that you love them, and be there for those people that maybe don't have as much love.
Right. I'm so glad I never left Austin when my mother ended up passing away. I was so happy that I was so close by. A lot of people ask me why I've never left, and I'm like, well, I don't want to leave my grandmother, and I didn't want to leave my mom.
Right.
And I'm so glad that I didn't.
Of course, yeah.
So I understand why you want to be closer with your family. Do you think we sometimes drift away from who we are without realizing it?
Every day. Every day, more than we think. I think I've drifted away, not realizing it, for maybe at least periods of a year or more.
Yeah. This has also been a big year professionally. You earned a promotion at work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Looking back over everything you've been through, what have you learned about yourself?
That I am resilient. I have what it takes. It's like I'm given a beating heart. I'm given a breath when I wake up every morning. All I have to do, all anyone has to do, is apply that discipline. So for me now, there's no such thing as, I can't wake up early in the morning and go work out. I have the tools given to me to wake up early and go work out. I have all the tools. Everybody has all the tools. It's just the discipline, and we just have to apply ourselves.
Yeah, you told me something during our pre-interview that I thought was really powerful. You said this is the first time in a long time that you can honestly look in the mirror and like the person looking back. What changed?
I think not changed, but just getting to a point where I am now at peace with everything I've gone through in my life and every decision I've made, good and bad. And learning from those. Whereas before, it would be, I would punish myself in different ways for those things that have happened.
Right. We can be so self-critical. It's really damaging. I used to suffer from that greatly.
Yeah, it's almost deadly.
In my early 20s, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I beat myself up so bad. What advice would you give to someone who's still waiting for that moment?
To just be patient and know that it'll come. When I say that I have been in like the darkest places in life and have come out of it, everybody's time is coming. We just have to be patient and realize that we have to keep giving out good and not expecting it to come back immediately, because it's not always going to come back immediately. It may come back a year, 10 years down the road, but as long as we stay faithful to the fact of being a kind person, putting that energy out there, just know the way the world works and the way energy shifts, I truly believe it's going to come back at some point. And you paint your portrait every day. You always have to remember that.
Every trip has stories. What was the funniest moment from this most recent one? I have to hear more about the drive to the horse stables.
Oh yes, that was that was amazing. So my sister, since she's living there now, she had a rental car, and so when we were driving to the horse stables, just myself, my sister, and my daughter, we were like trying to recreate the times that my grandmother or father or both, and my mother too, would drive us, me and my sister, to the horse stables when we were super little, with either a Shakira disc or a Miley Cyrus disc in the car on repeat for, I mean, it's like 30 minutes to get to the stables and then 30 minutes back. So you can imagine the repetitiveness every single day going to the horse stables as a little kid.
Do you remember how many times we listened to that Metro Station album?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't even know. We must have played it over 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah, and it never got old.
I know. It was such a good album.
It still is.
I haven't listened to it in a long time. Maybe I'll play it tonight later.
You know, it's actually funny that you say that,
finishing
because
the dishes.
Oh gosh, life duties.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because I remember we actually listened to a Metro Station song like whenever we were in France.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
And how did Bad Bunny end up becoming part of this story?
So we went to see this like festivity night, where like this group of people, I don't know if it was a horse stables or who they were, where they were from, these actors put on this show about Texans and Mexico, and there was gymnastics on horses, and this girl comes out doing gymnastics on a horse, and they are playing Bad Bunny. And my sister looks over at me and goes, well, if you put Bad Bunny on, I'll do that on a horse too. And that was like just one of my favorite moments from the trip as well.
I'm apologize for the cat visiting, y'all.
They haven't seen me in so long.
They remember Mariella. You also found something unexpected. You were able to get back into your old iPad and recover pictures of your grandfather.
Yes.
What did that mean to you?
It meant everything to me, because I think we, as a family, as a whole, we all felt, especially my grandmother, being there alone before we got there, the absence that losing him, the absence that we all feel. I mean, he had such a big personality, and to not have, pictures and memories like that I knew that I had somewhere, but I couldn't find. And then I find them at like that moment is just like, it healed my heart in a way. It put a piece of my heart back that wasn't there, if that makes sense.
And then there was the hike to his grave. I understand there were a couple of drinks involved.
Yes, and I don't drink, so...
What happened?
So we went to this, like, family lunch with my cousins, and... they're pouring champagne and wine, and I hadn't drank in maybe like at least a year, maybe more. And so I get like a half a glass of champagne and maybe like a little bit of like red wine. And my cousin looks at me, who, mind you, has told me before she can see people that aren't there anymore, like dead people, that she can talk to them. And she's like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And I was like, ooh, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, that means we're going to the cemetery. And she's like, yes. And so my sister and my daughter come, but I'm like with my cousin struggling to get, so the house that we were eating at, the cemetery is on top of a hill of the house, and then we have our main family house at that top of the hill across from the cemetery. It's all on our property. But so me and my cousin are just like wasted trying to get up this hill to the cemetery. And like, I just remember stopping halfway there and remembering all the hikes that my grandfather used to take me on, saying he knew the way and he didn't know the way. He didn't know the way. We were exploring. And I just like remember standing there and I just felt him with me. And I was able to see where he was buried and see and say goodbye, my goodbyes. I didn't get to say my goodbyes.
Yeah, I need to visit my mom's grave. It's so hard to get to. It's on our property too, but it's like deep into the land, and there's like no GPS, you know what I mean? It's all dirt roads. You
better use a compass.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
just like she would have wanted it.
I need to go out there with my grandmother so she can show me how to get there again, because I went out there for the funeral, but like, I was like, when I was in the car with Emily on the way out there, I was like, girl, I am never going to remember how to get here. Like, this is ridiculous.
You're going to have to, like, tie strings
There's,
on
like, all these turns and crap. It's crazy. It's, gosh. And the roads are super windy and long. It's, like, oh, my God. And then the gate, just to find the gate itself, because there's no address where the gate is.
Oh, yeah.
So just to find the gate to get in is, like, really...
Oh, I can imagine.
Arduous.
You're going to have to, like, tie, like, little pieces of ribbon on, like...
Yeah, no, for real. That's a great idea. There's a lot of people buried there, too. I mean, I'll figure it out eventually.
I know you will.
You and I actually traveled to Italy together years ago. It's funny to think how long ago that was.
It's crazy.
When you think about that trip today, what's the first memory that comes to mind?
Well, honey, the first memory is our escape of the group, because that was just a dreadful group between you and we needed to lighten our day up somehow, and I mean, my best memory is
I still remember us wandering away from the group.
Yeah. Getting coffee.
That was amazing. That was the best day we had there.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, I wanted to go more shopping. I was tired of seeing all the
sights. I get it. Let's go shopping. And so
when I go back, I'm literally going back just to go to the outlet malls outside of Milan. I am not going to go to any artwork. I don't care. I'm not going to see anything. All I want to do is go straight to the freaking outlet mall.
I already told my dad,
shopping.
And so that's a done deal. I'm coming.
Yeah, for sure. You should definitely come. I don't know when exactly, but maybe sometime next year I'm gonna go. And do you think traveling as a teenager changed you? I mean, you've been traveling your whole life, so really, I guess it doesn't make any difference. I don't know. It changed me for sure.
No, it definitely changed me, because you meet so many people these days that haven't traveled outside of like Texas.
Right, I know. That's so crazy to me.
And that's it's like jaw dropping. Like
I know.
So, I mean, it definitely changed me, changed my perspective. I mean, you get to see different walks of life, like, that you wouldn't ever see if you don't leave and travel, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. How different is returning to Europe now as an adult?
Well, I see it through adult eyes now. So, I mean, there's a lot more seriousness to it. Whereas before it was more so fun, vacation. Now it's like, serious. Like, this is a place that I'm inheriting. This is, I'm learning things that I wouldn't have learned or been told if I would have been little,
Right. No, I understand that. I can relate to that. I don't understand why my laptop keeps doing this. It keeps automatically opening Apple Music and then just starting to play stuff like by itself all the time, like randomly.
Like one of our songs or something.
It's just playing my podcast, but like it keeps doing it randomly all the time. It's driving me crazy. Sorry for the slight interruption there, but how we also ended up living together during one of the strangest periods any of us have experienced, the pandemic. Looking back, what do you remember most from that time?
Oh my God, what don't I remember? I mean, it was just everybody, I feel like, handled it differently.
Right.
And like you and I, like, because I remember like I was like working at that restaurant downtown.
Right, I know.
And like, so like just navigating life and then like just how to not get sick. You know,
right,
like
I know.
it was just
what I remember the most was the winter storm.
oh my God, the winter storm. And thank God for your car, because we would not have made it anywhere if it wasn't for your Jeep.
I know my Jeep does really well on icy roads. It doesn't swerve at all. It never spun out, not one time.
We were like the only ones on the road.
It's the greatest car to drive in that kind of weather. It's like when the last time there was winter weather here, my neighbors had me drive them around.
Oh, I believe it.
Stop.
And you know what's so crazy is I actually found a video I took of you and I driving in the snowstorm.
Oh yeah.
And you had your fur coat vest on.
Yes,
and
my fur vest,
I had
darling.
like my raw sushi like red mask that I
God.
had, and I looked cute though. But
Yeah.
like I came across that video whenever I came across all my grandfathers.
Oh wow, yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
The winter storm was crazy, and I don't know how we survived without electricity for like 5 days, but we did just fine.
We did just fine. We had our candles, we had each other. I mean, like, I think if we wouldn't have had each other.
I remember when at some point they turned it back on before it was over though, because I remember it was still snowing and we were watching TV.
Yeah.
So I think ours got turned on kind of early. Like,
I think we were also smart and like had those battery packs, if I'm remembering correctly. Remember?
Right, the battery, what are those called?
You know, and you also were smart and you downloaded stuff onto your computer to watch. Absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
We had like our backups to watch.
Yeah, I don't know how we were. Yeah, I guess we were charging stuff on those batteries.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Observe our neighbors.
Did living through something like that together change how you think about friendship?
I mean, yeah, definitely. To have to go through that with anybody, I think it would change your perspective on friendship or relationship or whatever the case may be.
It was a tough time, honestly. And I was like furloughed and then, oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, the craziest thing to me is that we were just so happy because we both love the cold.
Yes, and it was finally our weather.
We were in such a good mood.
I know.
We were like, it feels so good outside, and it was like -4.
I know.
Mariella and I were like, this is amazing weather.
It was incredible. It was like, you know, and it's crazy because like if you look back at that time, like, and we're just so happy, and then put us in the heat and we're just like the pissiest people.
I know, like literal constant resting bitch face.
Yeah, like no.
One thing you've said throughout our conversations is that the trip you just took to France gave you a second chance, not just with your family, but with yourself. If someone listening feels they've made mistakes or feels stuck, what would you want them to hear?
I would want them to hear, like, it's all up to you. Like, you have the power. You have a beating heart. You are breathing. You have every power in you, even if you feel like you have no power, to get up and do something different. Even if you're at the lowest point in your life, you can do it. And just remember, like I said, you paint your portrait every day. It's not always going to be perfect. It's going to take some time. It took me like over a decade to get my stuff to where it is now, and my stuff still isn't perfect.
Right. I always say I've been given endless second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th chances in
12th,
life.
yeah,
Like just endless chances, it seems like.
And that's like what life is if you just look at it that way.
Right. I really do look at it that way. I feel like it's just, you have to realize that it's, when you think it's the end of the world, it's not. In the bigger scheme of things, like Judge Judy says, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter in 5 minutes. So
Period.
You have to put things into perspective more objectively, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
If there was one thing you hope people remember after listening to this conversation, what would it be?
Well, I mean, just that anything's possible. I think you and I, just as friends, still being friends and like going through everything we've gone through, like,
it's been a long road.
It's been a long road, and like anything is possible. Like you can do it.
Yeah, I'm always trying to remind my sister of that.
And sometimes it's like we even ourselves need reminders and don't believe it. I don't believe this every day. I'm not going into every day being like positive, like positive Poppy. Like I'm like, no, that's not how it is. But it's just the reminding myself.
I like that, positive Poppy. By the way, are you wearing highlighter? It looks so good.
I am wearing highlighter.
I love it. Which brand is it?
I think it's Charlotte Tilbury. It's a new one. I just thought it was like way overly expensive.
Yeah, that's a great brand.
Yeah, I just redid my whole cosmetic.
Okay, well, if you're listening, I highly recommend the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter.
Yeah.
It looks so good. It's like really good. I love highlighters. One of my favorite things. It just makes people look so good. Yeah. So I think that wraps up our conversation. Let's move on to the news. Let's see here. So the first story, this is shocking to me, honestly. I can't even believe this. 105 million Americans are not working, more than during COVID or the Great Recession. That's unbelievable. I do believe that a lot of this is due to AI. This is from the New York Post. The number of adults who are not in the labor force surged to an all-time high in June to 105.8 million, according to figures from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. The record comes after a massive surge of 832,000 workers dropping out of the workforce in June alone. The overall number of NILFs, what is a NILF? Oh, not in the labor force, is higher than at the height of the Great Recession or the COVID pandemic. That is insane to me. This statistic covers all Americans aged 16 and over who currently aren't working, including retirees and students.
I mean, it's just shocking to me. Honestly, this is actually going on in France too.
Oh, wow. Really? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's majorly because of AI.
100%.
Yeah. Leading labor economist Nicholas Eberstadt told the Post that drilling down into the data reveals a startling pattern of dropouts, particularly among men. That's crazy. And I've heard about this thing with men not working, which is so weird. Some 5.3 million workers have dropped out because they are discouraged or not even bothering to look for work. In addition, up to 22% of America's non-working population are on long-term illness, disability, or other forms of benefits, representing more than 23.3 million Americans. Mm. The startling figure is even higher than the percentage of Americans over 16 in full-time education, which is between 16 and 18%, or just over 19 million Americans. By far, the largest segment of the non-working population is retirees, who make up to 50% of the total Americans not working. That's not surprising, given the large cohort of baby boomers baby boomers who are in their golden years. Well, they're fine. They're doing just fine. Their stocks are great, so they don't even have to worry. I mean, my stocks have been doing great lately. So, I think this is really screwed up and sad, and it's also Trump's fault.
Yeah, no, and also I think too, like, it has to do with like people not finding their passions as like kids. I feel like parenting is just so screwed up these days, and the way some people parent and the technology and AI and all of that, how it just takes away so much of our lives.
Yeah, I had discussed technology and parenting with Omni pretty extensively on one of the past episodes. And that's definitely something that is a concern. I do worry about kids that grow up on iPads and such. It's
so hard.
It's just so different from when we were kids. We had computers, but they were
like of school property, or like we didn't get laptops until like what, 13, 14.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just different now.
Tablets didn't even exist. Nope. It's crazy to think how much stuff we use every day now. We kind of take it for granted.
100%.
Because like streaming music, I remember when it came out in high school, and
YouTube to MP3.
Yeah, it was
burning the CDs at Starbucks.
Yeah, well, the CDs, we used to have CDs, and when I was really little, I remember having tapes. My parents had tapes, and we had tape players. And my sister and I had a boom box that it took tapes and CDs.
Oh, you got a good one.
Yeah, it was really great. And one of my favorite memories is listening to Britney's first album and jumping up and down on the bed.
That's one of my favorite memories too.
It was funny. I can't remember what I was having a conversation with Emily about something the other day. And she was like, yeah, and all I asked for was a boombox for, I guess, for Christmas or something. And I was like, well, they gave us one, thank God, because we used it all the time. Yeah. We loved our boomboxes.
Oh, yeah, they were the best.
I don't know how I just got off on that tangent, but this is really fascinating about the labor force, and it's so worrisome. I mean, I also read recently that foreclosure rates just hit 20%, which is crazy. Yeah. Although that might be good for me next year, because I might be able to buy a foreclosed property. Oh yeah, that's the and get like a really good deal. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I was just looking window shopping at condos and stuff like around here, and I'm like, they all need so much work, Mariella. Like, I'm gonna have to rip everything out. I'm going to have to knock down walls. I mean, total demolition is my plan. I think that's what I want to do. I want a project, I think. Yeah, I think that for you as a person, that's what you like. I think your soul needs that. Yeah. Just knowing you. Instead of like moving somewhere brand new, I'm thinking of getting like an older place and just knocking everything down and completely tearing everything out and remodeling it. I follow a bunch of these people on like Instagram or Facebook, and like it's mostly like women, sometimes men, that are like, oh, look, come with me while I redo this like library or church that I now call home, or something crazy. And they go in and knock everything down and they like recreate it. It's just really sad that so many people are out of work, and I really think this is going to spiral kind of out of control. I think so too. In the next couple of years, as people start to run out of money. And the crime rate's going to go up, and just everything is just going to. Yeah, I just read an article that the homicide rate in Austin has gone up more than any other place in the United States over the past year. And I was really worried about that. So this next article here is about adversarial clothing. Are garments designed to confuse facial recognition systems about to go mainstream? Now, I think this is really interesting. Designers say that as well as offering a degree of protection from surveillance, their clothes make a powerful fashion statement about the importance of privacy. As facial recognition technology is rolled out across Britain's public spaces, a new generation of designers say privacy could be the next big fashion trend. Companies have started incorporating adversarial patterns in their garments, carefully designed arrangements of shapes, colors, and repeated motifs said to exploit weaknesses in some of the computer vision systems. The designers say advances in computing have made it easier to incorporate such patterns into commercially viable garments. Experts caution that the effectiveness of the patterns depend on the surveillance system and the conditions in which it is used. But Nick Tidball, the co-founder of the clothing brand Volback, I've never heard of, thinks adversarial clothing could be on the cusp of going mainstream. Now, I didn't even know this about Britain rolling out facial recognition technology in public spaces. That's kind of frightening. Anti-surveillance feelings are so widespread that all it would take for a single celebrity to wear one of these garments currently popular in the countercultural fashion world to high-profile event for it to take off, he said. And they look pretty cool.
Yeah, they do.
You can read this article in The Guardian if you want to look up the pictures, y'all. But the garments are pretty cool looking. They're very colorful patterns. Yeah.
And I think it's also especially in Britain, it's hey, I'm standing up to this. It's a way of saying, no, this is not okay. We're not going to be okay with this. And creating something that's going to help, give people privacy, which they should have.
Yeah, it also says evidence of misuse and that Black and Asian people are more likely to be incorrectly identified than white people has led to increasing public concern. A recent poll showed almost 60% of people believed facial recognition was another step towards turning the UK into a surveillance society. It's reminds me of that book by George Orwell, 1984. It's very creepy.
Oh, the one that we were meant to read at school.
I think I read it, but
no, honey, you didn't.
I read parts of it.
I
read parts of it.
You skimmed through it. We both did.
Yeah. Remember those? Did you ever have Melba?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I loved that woman, but our literature teacher in high school was named Melba, and she was a trip. Oh my goodness.
She was definitely a hoot and a half.
Oh my God. Do you remember when she would look out the window and she would stare out the window and then she'd go, what was it that she would say? Oh, I just had a moment.
Yes, I was just about to say she was just having a moment.
She would go, oh, I just had a moment. And it was the weirdest thing ever. It was so funny. I had such a hard time not laughing out loud at her all the time.
She was so serious.
Yeah, she was
about everything she was doing.
Yes, she was very serious. Yes. Well, this is cool. The last one is really cool. The midriff top with the turtleneck. But
I know. I'm loving all of it, honestly.
It's interesting.
And it's it actually kind of reminds me to the one where it's the couple, I don't know if they're a couple, but with the longer t-shirt, the graphic t-shirt with the jeans and the tennis shoes, it just reminds me a lot of how kids, especially my 11-year-old daughter, that's the fashion trend.
Oh wow, right, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Justin Baldoni asked judge to dismiss Blake Lively's request for attorney's fees. Now, I know I've been covering this case for weeks. Do you know about this case? Basically, that she got in a legal battle with Justin Baldoni over this movie that they did where
It ends with us.
claims that she was sexually harassed.
Right.
I've been covering this on the podcast because I think it's absolutely outrageous that they've spent over $60 million on this lawsuit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's had absolutely no outcome, no reward for anyone.
No, it's ridiculous.
It's the biggest waste of money. Think if they had used that money and donated it to charity.
They 100%. Like, that movie, for me, hit, like, so many different points, like, emotionally. And this whole lawsuit just took away from, like, how I felt about the movie in a lot of ways.
See, I haven't even seen it, but...
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't seen it.
You gotta watch it.
I haven't seen it. I've just been following this legal case because I think it's so insane.
It's bullshit, and it's like you said, it could have been given to charity.
And I have, funnily enough, I have some of her drinks. I got them as a gift from my boss. She has a line of alcohol now.
Oh, really?
Which is ironic because apparently she doesn't drink and she's sober, but she owns an alcohol company now. Huh. And I haven't tried them yet. They're like tea flavored. They're like ready to drink drinks that are tea flavored that have like vodka in them.
Maybe
like
she
kind of
started
like
drinking after this
lawsuit. I don't know. But Justin Baldoni has asked a judge to dismiss Blake Lively's request for $7.4 million in attorney's fees or reduce the amount to which she is entitled, according to a court document filed this week. In the document filed Monday in a federal district court in the Southern District of New York, lawyers for Baldoni argue that the estimated 7,000 hours of Lively's attorneys say they spent working to defend her in a since-dismissed defamation case filed against her by Baldoni's production company, Wayfarer Studios, is excessive and lacks evidentiary support. The filing comes 2 months after Lively and Baldoni agreed to settle their long-running legal dispute, which began after Lively filed a complaint against Baldoni with the California Civil Rights Department, accusing him of sexual harassment on the set of the film It Ends With Us, which Baldoni starred in and directed. Lively, the film's lead, also accused Baldoni and his production company of attempting to orchestrate a smear campaign against her, allegations Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios have vehemently denied. Now, this is crazy. They're saying, at a minimum, the court should substantially reduce the request, using as a benchmark the $181.6 million the Times sought after securing dismissal of count 2 on its separate motion to dismiss, the same outcome Lively achieved, Baldoni's lawyers wrote in Monday's filing. It's just crazy. They've spent so much money. According to the court filing, Lively also sought $539,514 in costs and expenses incurred in relation to the dismissed defamation case. Now, I think at the end of the day, I don't know if these people can afford this. I don't think that they can afford these attorneys' fees. I mean, I know they're rich, but I think
they're
this is
over
crazy.
their heads.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think like they're just way over their heads. I think this is just all a thing to get like publicity. I think it's bullshit. And it just makes me so mad because of what this movie is about.
Right. I know what it's about. I just haven't seen it.
And so it's just like, it's ridiculous.
I think it's crazy.
I don't think they have. I think they're way in over their heads.
I do too. I don't know what's going to be the outcome of this.
But I'm going to keep reading and waiting.
Maybe there's an update. Let's see. Lively legal case. Let's see if there's any update.
Even her best friend Taylor Swift is not friends with her anymore because of this. Sorry, I'm a big Tay-Tay fan.
Why the Blake Lively case matters and why most women like her have no legal recourse. Well, this is an interesting article from Miss Magazine, but it says this article claims that basically because she wasn't because the harassment wasn't believed, that basically that she's a victim. But I really don't know about that. I think after this case, you know, they would have found someone culpable by this time if there was anything really substantiated to the claims.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. This is an interesting one too. It says their legal battle divides PR experts. Of course, it wants me to subscribe to see the article. This is the new thing. NBC, CNN, all these news outlets now are making you subscribe.
I know. Every time I try and like click on a news story, it's like subscribe. And I'm like, what the?
It's so annoying. I'm like, I can't afford to subscribe to 40 million different.
Me either. And I refuse.
40 million different news articles. I just subscribed to the Austin American Statesman because they had a special where you could get it for 99 cents for a year.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'll pay 99 cents a month for it for a year. I mean, that's okay. Yeah. Like, whatever, 99 cents. I'm never going to notice.
Right.
But
then it adds up.
Right. Especially when they up the fee after a year to who knows, God knows what.
Yeah. It's just, this world is like just shocking.
I understand paying for newspapers, but I don't understand paying for news networks like
it never used
CNN
to be a thing.
Or NBC or ABC
Wasn't
or
that
whatever.
The whole point was that it was supposed to be free so everybody could watch it and read it?
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, you can watch it for free over the air.
But like reading it, like why are they taking away from like reading, which is something that is so important? Like just like as I feel like in the schools, like reading isn't taken seriously anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't get me started on that tangent though.
I have a coworker who is a teacher and he tells me the horror stories about his second grade students not being able to read.
Nope.
And dealing with parents who just don't even show up to the parent-teacher conferences, etc.
That's a true reality, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's very sad. Some people just shouldn't have kids.
No, and that's...
Education is very important.
It is very important.
Yeah.
And being a parent is very important. And having kids is not something that... Like, I mean, everybody and their mother has kids and they don't realize village, and it takes being like, you have to instill morals. I mean, there's so much that needs to be done as a parent, and people just have kids like it's nothing.
I think I agree with you totally. So the next article is about Mark Cuban saying a lot of data centers are going to be turned into pickleball courts, which is kind of funny. Basically, I love Mark Cuban, and what he's arguing in this article is that because of the advancements in technology, a lot of these data centers that they're building, which I've been talking about on the podcast for weeks, because I'm really into this topic, they're going to be unnecessary because they're not going to need them anymore.
Right.
So billionaire investor Mark Cuban has a new metaphor for the AI infrastructure boom, and it doubles as a plug for one of his side projects. On the latest episode of the All In podcast, Cuban predicted that a lot of data centers are going to be turned into pickleball courts if AI models and data centers keep getting more efficient. The joke lands harder because Cuban co-owns the Dallas Flash pickleball team. Who knew there were pickleball teams, professional ones? I didn't know that.
Well, actually, my grandmother in France used to be on one professionally.
Oh, wow. Really? I've never played it. I've never played it. I don't know what it is really about, but you know, I don't really do
it's like
sports except like maybe soccer, but
yeah, I know that. I remember our preteen years in school.
I did love Capture the Flag, though.
No, Capture the Flag you were great at when we weren't hiding in the library from PE.
Yes. The underlying argument is one, investors chasing the Mark Cuban AI bubble and the AI infrastructure overbuild narrative should take seriously. Cuban brings .com era operator credibility to the debate. He is a founder who sold broadcast.com to Yahoo for $5.7 billion in April 1999, right before the market imploded. That timing gives his overbilled warning some weight, even if his data centers to pickleball courts punchline is doing most of the work on social media. And that's what I'm saying. Because of his background, I think he really knows what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he on that show?
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. I was about to say Shark Week.
Yeah, Cuban's core view is that hyperscalers like Meta and Alphabet are correctly betting that AI usage will keep rising, but that technological breakthroughs will make AI dramatically cheaper and more power efficient. If that happens, much of the computing capacity being poured into the ground today will not be needed at the scale currently planned. And that's the whole point of it. And so what they're kind of doing here is they're creating like another .com bubble, basically, except it's an AI bubble. And then they're not going to need all this property. They've built hundreds and hundreds of AI data centers all over the country already. And they're just going to end up being vacant lots.
Which is crazy, yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do with all that property, but
I mean, turn it into a pickleball court.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, I think this is really interesting, and I will keep following this topic on the podcast.
Anything
for
with Mark
sure.
Cuban, I'm gonna follow.
I'm going to follow the data center topic. And we'll probably talk about it again next week when I have Jarvis return to the podcast. So the next article, did you hear about this terrible shooting here in Austin?
No, this is when I was gone.
Yeah, this just happened, and I just found out about it this morning, actually. Austin police fatally shoot unarmed teenager in what they say may be suicide by police. Now, I don't understand what that means.
No, I don't understand what that means either.
Police officers killed an unarmed 17-year-old in Northeast Austin on Friday morning in what Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis characterized as potentially a suicide by police. The Austin Police Department responded to a 911 call at 3:51 a.m. Friday about a teen in a parking lot possibly brandishing a gun. Officers responded to the scene and found the 17-year-old, a black male, on the playground at a community park in the 1100 block of Baden Lane. I don't even know where that is.
Yeah,
Davis said at a press conference on Friday afternoon.
So police by suicide means like he did something, like reached to his waistband or like did something as a threat.
Oh, right.
That caused them to shoot. Does that make, which is retarded.
Right.
But, you said it was Baden?
Baden, Baden. God, it keeps opening Apple Music over and over.
It is, Baden Lane is like right in the area of...
Is it near like...
By Dessau, off Dessau and like near between Walnut Creek and Windsor Hills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it says like...
That's actually not too far from here.
It says it is 14 minutes from here.
Yeah. So... I don't know if this is another example of overreach by the police. APT said it determined the initial 911 call came from the teen's phone. Audio from the call shared by police starts with the dispatcher asking if the caller needs police, fire, EMS, or mental health services. The caller responds with police. Police radio traffic audio released by APD indicates the caller hung up and didn't respond to a follow-up call. I just don't understand what exactly happened in this incident. I think it might be another example of the police overstepping boundaries.
Oh, of course. 100%. Yeah. And like the fact that it just breaks my heart. Like it really does, because
it says it's a horrible indictment on the institution that people in our community know that they can call the police and be killed by them, even without harming anyone, even without having a weapon.
That's why people don't call the police.
Right, which is not a good situation either.
Exactly.
The shooting reveals deeper issue with how people interact with law enforcement, yada, yada, yada. Apparently what I was trying to figure out is exactly what happened in the incident that led them to shoot him, but this article doesn't really say.
So basically what I'm getting from it is it appears, okay, so the body cam footage that was released shows officers approaching the playground and telling the teen to keep his hands up repeatedly. Shortly after, the teen appears to lift his shirt and reach for his waistband, and officers immediately fire multiple times, causing him to fall to the ground. Officers shoot again in response to the teen apparently moving on the ground.
Oh my God, ridiculous.
So he reached and they're automatically assuming
he was reaching for.
They automatically think he's reaching.
Phone,
exactly. Or like look like something, like anything like.
Right.
And they automatically assume he's reaching for a gun or whatever. And the worst part is that they shot him while he was on the ground.
Right. That's the worst part for sure. And then, have you heard about this? I don't even know who this singer is. It must be some Gen Z person. D4VD.
I have not heard.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it like David? Is that how you say it?
I mean,
Deforvid.
I've been actually following this news story.
Right.
I think it's like David.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I know Mariella and I were very into crime stories.
Oh, honey, we used to fall asleep to watching, what was that channel?
Oh God, what's it called?
They changed the name of it.
True Crime?
It's True Crime now, but it used to be
something else.
It used to be something else. Like, yeah. So I've actually been following this news story myself. Because I remember whenever it came out that the body was found in his Tesla. And, it's just crazy. I feel like the name's David, but I don't know why the 4. And this girl was 14 years old.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. So the article that I had pulled up tried to make me subscribe. It says... his phone has shown that the teen was pregnant and had an abortion before killing, a detective testified. Let's see. Yeah, he had impregnated the teenager he is accused of fatally stabbing. Celeste Rivias Hernandez, who was 13 at the time, later received an abortion's text messages indicate. The singer had impregnated the teenager he is accused of fatally stabbing, according to evidence presented in a Los Angeles courtroom on Friday. Celeste Rivias Hernandez later received an abortion. Text messages between the two indicate the musician, who was born David Anthony Burke, apologized in January 2024 to her for putting her through this in a text message obtained from his phone. She was 13 years old at the time. The revelation came on the 4th day of a hearing to determine whether the musician will stand trial for murder and child sexual abuse charges linked to her death. He has pleaded not guilty. This is crazy. The story is really fucked up because what I had heard is that she was like mutilated, like chopped up.
Yeah, that's what I had heard too. And I thought that the parents were okay with her being with him.
That's crazy.
That's why I'm confused. I'm just confused.
So he was 18 at the time, and she was 13. That's a big age gap.
Yes.
And in April, her autopsy report was unsealed amid mounting scrutiny and speculation over the circumstances of her death. According to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office, she died from multiple penetrating injuries. On Friday, Ho said he had identified 2 stab wounds, one on her abdomen that struck her liver and another on her left chest that damaged her ribs. Defense attorney Marilyn Bedernarski appeared to call into question the extent to which the autopsy report could reveal what preceded her death. It's crazy.
The time she was just sitting there missing in that car was like...
Right.
Like a long time.
She was missing. It happened. They found her body in a vehicle, right?
Yeah, but the time before that, she had been missing and gone for like a long time.
Really? Like, oh, wow.
Like, let me look it up because it's like a crazy long time.
Huh. Interesting.
That was like what got me to like start following this story.
Right. When she was missing. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay, no worries.
She was missing for 5 months before her body was discovered. The timeline, April 23rd, 2025, Celeste was last seen, and prosecutors allege she was killed that day. September 8th through 9th, 2025, her decomposed and dismembered remains were found inside the front trunk, quote, frunk, of a Tesla registered to the musician David Burke.
Wow.
After the abandoned vehicle was towed and a foul odor was noticed. So from her disappearance to the discovery of her body was 5 months.
Wow. That's a long time.
A very long time.
That's a long time to hide a body. Mm-hmm. And especially given that it was in a car that he owned. I mean, you would think they would have been able to figure that out a little
Apparently,
quicker. But
it says that her body had believed to be in the vehicle for several weeks before it was even found.
So,
yeah,
I'll keep following that story as well. It's really sad, but I think it sounds like this guy is guilty as sin.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I mean, there's some real psychotic people out there. Here's an article. This is an advice article. It's from a column called Dear Ugly, Ask Ugly. Well, actually, it was written by Jessica DeFino, and it's in The Guardian. And someone asked, Dear Ugly, I'm 36 and I don't need or want a facelift, but lately I feel like I'm being made to want a facelift. Is it weird that facelifts are becoming normalized for women my age? Or am I being too judgmental? Why do I want this even though I don't want this? Are there any risks or side effects that might sober me up enough to commit to not getting a facelift in the future? I feel like I'm going crazy. Maybe I need a lobotomy instead.
I mean...
So she says, you don't need a lobotomy, but only because beauty culture has basically lobotomized us all already by reducing the complexity of psychic life. At least that's how psychiatrist Maurice Partridge once described the effects of the barbaric brain surgery. Feeling self-conscious, skip the inner work, get a facelift. Dealing with irrelevance in the office, don't question the prioritization of labor above all else, get a facelift. Struggling to recognize yourself as you age, forget reckoning with your mortality, get a facelift. Dissatisfied with how you look on FaceTime calls, why bother grappling with appearance anxiety in therapy when you could just get a facelift? And the interesting thing about this is it says the number of facelifts performed in the United States increased an impressive 17% since the start of the pandemic. Google searches for facelift doubled over the same time period. Plastic surgery patients are now 10 years younger as compared to pre-pandemic. New York-based plastic surgeon Dr. Robert Schwartz revealed in a press release, and are coming in their mid-30s instead of mid-40s. I mean, I can't imagine getting a facelift in my mid-30s. It says here, Vanessa Giuliani, age 36, confirmed that she had one. And on her new album, Lily Allen sings, I feel so drawn, so old, I booked myself a facelift. Actor Jennifer Lawrence, wow, she's only 35, just told The New Yorker, believe me, I'm going to get one. It's also reached regular folks, real estate agents, of course, dudes at the gym, young women on payment plans with their plastic surgeons. which it links to another article about that I think is interesting as well. What do you think about this? I mean, I'm definitely going to get a facelift eventually.
I'm definitely going to as well. I'm like more at the Botox stage and I'm approaching 31. But I also think this is like, you know, this is what I tell my daughter. The one thing that my mom and grandmother passed down to me was like the importance of taking care of your skin. And I feel like a lot of, like nobody, when we were in like middle school, right? And I would like have a sleepover with one of the girls. Like I would have a whole skincare routine.
Right.
And they would be looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, that's
you know what
funny.
I mean? But like that's the one thing that my mom passed down to me. But I think, you know, it's becoming more normalized and it's being pushed to a younger audience, which I don't think is right. But I mean, of course, the goal, I mean, right, is to embrace aging. Aging's beautiful. We're all beautiful. It's inevitable. But I mean, like, hey, I want to look as good as Taylor Swift does at 36. And I think, you know, I'm going to have to get a little Botox to do so.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I just was looking on Instagram. I'm trying to find pictures of this 36-year-old that had one out of curiosity because I just don't see how a 36-year-old
would need a whole facelift.
Right.
And then like also too, there's like, aren't those little hacks where you pull your, I don't know,
the tape,
the tape or something.
Well, people used to do that back in the day, like Joan Crawford and all those actresses did that. Yeah. I think that it's kind of out of control a little bit, but
way out of control.
I do believe in like Botox and all the things. I'm currently on tretinoin, so
okay.
I am using that, and it's great. My skin looks pretty good. Oh,
your skin looks great.
Yeah, it's really, I like the results of the tretinoin, and I just think people need to take care of their skin, better care of their skin.
Sunscreen.
In general. I've been using, like I tell everyone, I've been using retinol, hyaluronic acid, sunscreen, every single solitary day since I was like 16 years old.
Honey, I think you're like 14, but yeah.
Yeah, 14 maybe. And
you even taught me so much about skincare too.
Yeah, I'm very into skincare, taking care of my skin now. The latest thing that I'm using are copper peptides.
Oh, okay.
And The Ordinary makes them, and they're really pretty blue color. And it's like you use like 3 drops a day, and just mix it with the rest of your serums. But the copper peptides have made my skin like glowier, I've noticed, and I really like them. But I think you have to use them for quite a while to see like a bigger
results.
So
one of my favorite things also about going back to France is like every product that I use and live by is less expensive there, like Caudalie, Avene, all the products that I use for my face. So it's like when I go there, I'm like buying in bulk, because whereas like here at Sephora, Caudalie super expensive. I can get it there for like cheap, you know? So yeah.
Yes, in this last article that I pulled, because I thought this was funny because I have a beard, is it true that beards are unhygienic? Now, I remember an article that came out several years ago that made a lot of headlines. It was covered by the New York Post and such, that said that they had tested different men's beards for bacteria and like found they were dirtier than toilets. I think that's because these guys don't wash their faces. Yeah,
there's because of personal hygiene.
Right, exactly.
Not because beards are dirty.
Right, because what this article says is that it says the dirtiest combination wasn't with a beard. Most bacteria was recovered from unwashed, clean-shaven faces, followed by unwashed bearded faces, washed bearded faces, and finally washed, clean-shaven faces. So what they found was that unwashed faces with beards were cleaner than unwashed faces that were clean shaven in this study.
Well, duh.
And so I think, yeah, it's like you just have to wash your face.
Yeah, it's just about personal hygiene.
Yeah, I think there's this whole thing that came out a few years ago about how nasty and dirty beards are. I was like, fuck that. I'm not shaving off my beard. And I think that it's just about
personal hygiene.
Yeah.
Cleaning, washing your face.
Men are not known for being the most hygienic people.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I'm very hygienic, so I'm not worried about my beard being an issue. Do you remember when I had that terrible rash? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so glad I got rid of that.
Yeah, that was a rough time.
Oh my God, I hated that rash.
I know you did. It was heartbreaking as a friend.
I had to go to 5 dermatologists to get rid of it. And then my current one, who I'm still with, she's the one that just recently put me on tretinoin, which I love.
Yeah.
Omni uses it too, and I swear by it. Do you have
to go to a dermatologist to get it?
Yeah, but it's good for acne and anti-aging as well.
Ever since?
It's retinol.
Oh, okay.
It's just prescription retinol, so it's super strong. But you have to, because I used to use like the A313 stuff from France, and then I would use also just the ordinary 1% retinol. But once you start using the prescription one, you can't use any over. Yeah, you can't go back. You have to. Yeah, you can only use the prescription stuff. And it's not very expensive because my insurance doesn't cover it. And I only pay like $15.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
For it. Yeah. Ani said the other day they charged her $55, and I was like, you got ripped off.
Yeah, go to goodrx.com, honey.
Yeah. Something or somewhere.
Yeah.
A local pharmacy maybe. But interestingly enough, that is the last article. So I'm going to wrap it up here. That is going to wrap up the episode of the Henry Hudson Hour for today. A big thank you to Mariella Grenaille for joining me and sharing her story. It was a conversation about family, home, healing, and the idea that no matter where life takes you, it's never too late to reconnect with the people and the parts of yourself that matter most. If you enjoyed today's episode, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me on Instagram at Henry Hudson Hour or by email at henryhudsonhour@gmail.com. Whether you have feedback, guest suggestions, or want to say hello, I'd be happy to hear from you. The music featured in this episode was composed by John Bartman. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next time on the Henry Hudson Hour. Thank you, Mariella.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries. I hope you have a wonderful week, okay?
I'm vibing the same for you and manifesting the same for everyone else.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.